Hello and welcome back to the channel. Well, recently I was in Phuket and I took a plane from Chiang Mai and flew down to Phuket. The cost, if you're interested, was 3,800 baht per person to fly from Chiang Mai to Phuket. Now, the reason I was in Phuket is my son and his fiance are now in the country and they wanted to spend some time in Phuket, and we got to meet my future daughter-in-law's mother and brother. So we were all there in Phuket. Now, our flight from Chiang Mai to Phuket took about 2 hours. When we first got on the plane, we thought we had hit the jackpot. We didn't think there was a whole lot of people on the plane, which there were not. But give it another 20 minutes and the plane was packed. So we took a full plane to Phuket, a 2-hour flight, which went really well. Once we arrived, we went to a place to rent a scooter so we could get from the airport to our final destination. We rented a small scooter. It was about 350 baht per day. One note on renting scooters in Phuket. Don't forget, Phuket does have a lot of mountains, so you will need to rent a motorcycle, especially if there's two of you, that has a CC power to the engine that will allow two of you to go up a mountain. There was a couple that were just returning their motorcycle when we got there, and they were complaining to me saying, man, don't get the 125 cc. Me and my wife couldn't even get up a mountain, which I was aware of that. You would need at least a 150 or a 160 for two people to go up a mountain at a decent speed. And again, that's only at about 35 kilometers per hour max going uphill with two people. So do keep that in mind when you're renting a scooter motorcycle, is you need to get CCs. If there's two of you riding on it, 150 and more. Now, the area of Phuket that we were in was Karon Beach. Now, it looks like Karon Beach. However, that case, it really sounds like a G in the Thai language. So it was Karon Beach, which is right by Kata Beach. The two are right beside each other and really look identical. Now, we stayed at the Gorona Resort and Spa, which is about a 5 to 7 minute walk to the beach. So it wasn't bad whatsoever. And you still have the beautiful views. We got the 3rd floor so we could see out to the ocean from where we were at. Saved a little bit of money by being off of the beach. So it was very affordable, and I would definitely recommend that as a stay for someone. My son, his fiance, and their family all stayed at another resort, which is right by us, and it was called Beyond Resort Karon. Now, this one is right on the beach, so if that's what you want to be, it is right on the beach. It's a lot more expensive than where we were staying, but it is a nice hotel. They're owned by the same company. We didn't know that until after we arrived there. So the one we stayed at for a lot less money, and the one that they stayed at was owned by the same company. They're both run really well. One is on the beach, one is not on the beach. Now, the beaches, both at Kata and Karon Beach, they're beautiful. It's this little cove. It's got tourists on there, but it's not as bad as what I was thinking. I was thinking wall-to-wall tourists everywhere, and it was just going to be unbearable, but it wasn't like that at all. It wasn't like that at all anywhere during the day. There at the beach, they do sell, drinks and food right there on the beach. Yes, there is a lot of seafood, but there are other restaurants that have anything you're wanting, whether it be Western food, European type foods, and of course, Thai foods everywhere. The price is a lot more expensive than what I'm used to here in Chiang Mai, but the food was very good. But yeah, those prices were probably 3-4 times what we would expect to pay here in the tourist area of Chiang Mai. Now, the only downside to the hotels that we stayed at is, wouldn't you know, right next door, they were doing a demolition on what looked like an old soccer stadium. So during the day, you had to listen to the equipment destroy all this stuff, which it was really loud. And I'm not just saying that, it was loud even if you were nowhere near this construction site. That sound just carried on for a long way. And then in the evening, the construction people went away and it became a soccer field for little kids. So by the time you get to there, by the time you're watching this, that construction's done. So don't worry about that. Now, I've heard about the nightlife in Phuket, but I have not seen it myself. We've been in Phuket before, but we stayed in the little area we were, which is a beach right by the airport. So we really didn't get around Phuket. This time we did. We took what looked like a little tiny, it looked like a mixture between a tuk-tuk and a song tao from Chiang Mai, and they squashed it into this hybrid vehicle, which by the way was really cool. And we took the 15-minute drive, which by the way cost 500 baht, so not too bad. 500 baht to get us from where we were at our hotel to Patong. When we got to Patong, that's where all the tourists were. Of course, it was nighttime too, and that's when all the tourists come out of the woodwork and they're everywhere. Well, we went on their famous walking street, and man, was I blown away. I had no idea that this was going on Walking Street. I heard it was crazy, but this took it to another level, and this is what it looked like. So after that madness was over with, the next day we did go visit a place, I think they call it Monkey Hill. Didn't know what to expect, never heard of it before. So we went to this Monkey Hill, and there's monkeys everywhere. Now, funny story, the people I was with, my daughter-in-law's mother and brother bought some peanuts to feed the monkeys. So the van opens up that we had rented to take us out there, and all the monkeys start running toward the van that we were in. And Lota's mother, my daughter-in-law's mother, threw all the peanuts out the window screaming so the monkeys wouldn't come in the van, which is probably a smart move, since the monkeys, I'm sure, would have went right into the van. So they come right up to you. If you're afraid of monkeys, don't be carrying anything, especially food, because they're coming right up to you. As a matter of fact, one lady, she wasn't with us, she was trying to pet the monkeys, and guess what? She got bit. But anyway, the monkeys are fine if you just don't act like you're afraid of them and you're not carrying anything that they want. You can walk straight up this little hill. The monkeys will leave you alone. I walked up there and filmed a lot of the monkeys, had no problems whatsoever. I really enjoyed our time in Phuket. I didn't know what to think because recently in the news, there was a top 10 list of most overcrowded with tourist areas. And wouldn't you know, Phuket was right on the list and near the top. So knowing that going in, I figured there were going to be just crowds everywhere. But this is kind of what it's like right now in Phuket. So during the day, it's very relaxed and there's really not a whole lot of tourists out. It wasn't bad at all. At night, it's only bad in the areas where it's very touristy, where they have all the massage parlors, where they have the tattoos and all the restaurants and all that thing. Those type of atmospheres you're gonna find to be more crowded at night. During the day, not as bad. So if you've been watching the channel for a while, you'll know that my son and his fiance are getting married. That's why they're here. They're getting married here in Chiang Mai, where I'm at right now. So I will have footage from all that, what it's like to get married here in Thailand, and all the stories that go along with that. So I'll bring that to you here soon. I've got family flying in. This is my last day without the crowds coming. So starting tomorrow is when all the relatives start flying in here to Chiang Mai. So I'll have lots of footage of things going on there as well. So stay tuned for that. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. We sure do appreciate it. And if you feel so inclined, buy us a coffee. There's a link down in the description. And if you're one of the ones planning on moving here to Thailand and you want one-on-one video chat with me to ask me questions that you may have about moving here to Thailand, and you know I'll give you an honest answer on it, click on the link down below for the Buy Me a Coffee. You'll find a link on there for the one-on-one where you can schedule that as well. Also, our merchandise store is down below, so take a look at that. Thank you for watching, and until next time, Kap Kun Kap.